I want to talk, I guess, specifically about opportunity, because a lot of people are asking how can I take advantage of this AI? How can I get involved in this AI? How can we maybe capitalize on AI? And that's what I'd like to maybe spend a few minutes on, because I think a lot of our viewers are really, that's what they are here for.
Yeah.
Welcome out to our podcast series and welcome to our channel. Excited to be with you. My name is Bill Smith. I am the CEO here of A.I Smith Financial Group.
And I'm Andrew Toccaceli, Senior Vice President here at A.I Smith Financial Group.
We're a team of advisors that have one goal in mind, and that is to bring you financial peace of mind when it comes to your money, your investments, and your financial life.
Speaking of financial peace of mind, Bill, we have a great topic here that I think is causing a little bit of sleepless nights for people as we maybe have some advancements happening here with artificial intelligence. So we're going to talk about AI.
AI.
So,
okay. Yeah. So scary, huh?
I think for some, others, there's opportunity there, but is it new, Bill?
Well, no, AI really, I mean, if you think about it, what is AI? AI is literally it's math. It's a collection of data and at a very rapid pace. And so it has been around a while, and it's just getting more and more advanced, and I almost feel as though, okay, they put this new buzzword onto it. Now it's kind of become its own product now as it's come into its own,
right?
Which has created tremendous opportunity and has created a lot of wealth already and will create a lot more wealth. And so this is a financial channel, so we're not going to debate really today as to whether, I don't know, whether it's going to destroy humanity or not. I mean, certainly I'm sure we'll talk about that. But
yeah, I think the key to talk about here is that what we know is that it's not going anywhere. And so we have to have the conversations around it, and we have to talk about maybe some of the areas that we can see from an investment standpoint. We have some areas that we need to control behaviors with individuals. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
As an advisor, we have to control behaviors. So as I said at the beginning here,
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
When you say control behavior, like, I think sometimes people are like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's, we did a video, which you have to check this out, on don't drink the dirty water.
Yeah.
Right. And so you got people out there who maybe want to take this spin of AI and the involvement or the evolvement of it,
yep,
and turn it into a negative, scare people. So that's
just like when you think about it, it's the same thing. Just like the stock market, when the headline news gets ugly and everywhere you turn, you see negative, it's so easy to believe the negative.
Right.
And AI is no different. This reminds me right now, Andrew, this reminds me a lot of, I've been doing this, I'm in my 28th year in this business of helping individuals, business owners achieve financial peace of mind. And I can rewind back the cell phone. I mean, I remember, there were concerns with the cell phone. Then came the internet.
Yeah.
And Y2K. I remember, boy, I never went out and bought the generator. I didn't buy the survival kit that the world was going to end because computers would not be able to read past the zeros. Okay, right. So guess what? We all woke up and here we go. I mean, robots, way back at the advent of robots, people were so fearful. So I think there's you're absolutely right when it comes to behavior. As there's always going to be there's always going to be that bad egg, if you will,
Right.
the bad person. But I believe good over evil always, and I believe good will prevail. So I think you get to take a stance here on AI.
Agreed.
Do you want to look at this as the glass is half empty or glass is half full?
Yep. And there are going to be some, of course, like you said, with everything, there's going to be some pitfalls, right? There's going to be, number one, we have regulation that's got to probably happen and be there, and that can be a little scary, of who's doing the regulating, what that looks like. But you think about AI, and there's going to be, it's meant for the good, but you're going to have some of the bad where it's out there maybe causing confusion or misinformation, things like that. So what's your take on that? Like, what are you seeing there?
Yeah, well, what we're seeing is, obviously that it can get out of control. But here's the thing: the train's left the station. There's no coming back, right? So I think that the scary part of this is, I mean, imagine, Ed, you talk about all these bots on Twitter and
right.
these social media platforms. How do you know if you're dealing with a real person or a bot?
Yep.
And how do you know a campaign, whether it's politically driven, whether it's about a company or a product? How do you know?
Yeah.
So there is some scary, but when you look at the oversight, the scariest part to me is that the government regulates the AI. Okay, so maybe it's a self-regulatory body that takes the likes of some of the big tech and big business, maybe not big business, but a combination of a lot of a self-regulatory organization that I think would make the most sense versus, just think about it. I mean, if the government regulates it, then you're going to have one side or another, and we have a divided country like we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't like that idea. I like the thought of it regulation, but we just need to make sure that that evil does not prevail here with this technology.
I think that's when we talk about fears at the beginning. I think that's one of the two. One is AI going to take over, and kind of take over humanity. The other is how involved will government be? But at the end of the day, the old saying is, with great power comes great responsibility. There's going to be responsibility there, and I think that the big companies, the big players that are going to be in this, it could be a good thing for that.
We've seen some incredible advancements already, utilizing AI, and I want to talk, I guess, specifically about opportunity. Because a lot of people are asking, how can I take advantage of this AI? How can I get involved in this AI? How can we maybe capitalize on AI? And that's what I'd like to maybe spend a few minutes on, because I think a lot of our viewers are really, that's what they are here for.
Yeah.
How can we capitalize on AI and take a look at it? And financial management, I think is going to be a big one.
Agreed. I mean, I think within the financial industry, small business, big business, banks, you name it, it's going to be involved. And so just thinking about how it could impact our industry, our firm, things like that, it's ultimately more efficient and effective analysts, being able to put together strategies, really taking all of the research that maybe an individual spends a lot of time doing and being able to have it at the tip of their fingers, just like that. So
yeah,
a lot more efficiency.
And speaking of that, okay, a lot of people think robo-advisor.
Yeah.
like they're immediately thinking, oh, robo-advisor. Well, you know what? There were a lot of it in the financial industry when the robo-advisor actually came to the scene. There were a lot of people that were like, oh my gosh, they're going to eliminate all the financial advisors. But the one thing that the robo-advisor could not do is address behavior.
Yeah.
It couldn't address the human emotion. Now, I know that people are saying right now with AI, it's coming, don't worry, the emotion. But if you ask AI right now, are you alive? It'll try to convince you it's alive.
Yeah.
But if you ask it if it's not alive or dead, it will convince you that it's not. It doesn't know.
Right.
And so what is the difference between human and machine?
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to the basic needs. I mean, a person needs, they need love, they need compassion, they have emotion. And so a machine doesn't have that.
Yeah. What I hear there, Bill, and this is the purpose of the channel here, is people want peace of mind. AI can't provide that, at this point. It can't sense that an individual has peace of mind at this point. So agreed, totally, 100%. I mean, I don't see the robo-advisor or the AI advisor stepping in and replacing human interaction.
That being said, I think it will help the consumer in general become more educated quickly. I think that's the biggest thing, that what we see with AI is if you want to get educated on something, you can ask it and it can tell you. So think of it as an opportunity for human evolution to literally be able to learn at massive speed. Like, imagine, like, you want to learn about something and you could say, well, give me 1,000 words on trading options. I want a 1-page report on options.
Yep.
And you could be educated so quickly on it. Here's where people should be scared, is that if you do not educate yourself in this process, that's where you should be scared, because it was no different in Y2K. It was no different in robots, robo-advisor, run the gamut. And so, but there will be great opportunities for people, consumers in financial, right? It'll help them get better. It will help in the insurance industry. It's going to help with actuarial things.
Yeah, less variables going on, and be able to have more consistent pricing, for example. I read
it's math.
I read
it's really all it is.
Yeah, I read an article that called it, basically it can be an actuary on steroids, and it's actuaries are so number based and analytical, and this can do it for them a lot quicker. So
I know, and again, a lot of people are going, yeah, but that's going to take my job. Yeah, and it likely could change jobs. Certainly can and will. But I think in manufacturing, it's going to limit error. Think about what it can do for, again, you everybody gets to make a decision here.
Yeah.
Do you see this as a threat, or do you see this as an opportunity?
Yeah. I mean, what could this do in the medical? What could this do in the medical field? And advancements there. I mean,
think about the diagnosis of disease, the ability to look at maybe more than one way to accomplish something.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're a fiduciary, and so when people come to us, if you need income, for example, there's more than one way to solve that. You can buy a blue chip stock that has a dividend, and that's income.
Yep.
Run the gamut, bonds, annuities. And so we're not here to say any one of those necessarily are bad. What we do for our clients is we help educate them on the the things that can create income, and they get to co-create and make their own decisions on what makes the most sense. So let's talk about some companies, Andrew, that have run up big.
Yeah.
This is something that when I saw you and the team put together here, I was excited. Obviously we've seen this.
Yeah, and what we've seen so far, like we just mentioned a couple of the industries, right? Financial, and healthcare and manufacturing and whatnot. What we're really seeing though is the big tech companies right now. We haven't seen it totally get into some of these other industries at the highest level when it comes to valuations of companies, I should say. You're starting to hear it get talked about on earnings calls and things like that, where big companies, any industry, are starting to bring it in. But we've seen the big players. We've seen NVIDIA, big chip makers that are out there right now really start to run up. Valuations are going up. You got your Apples and Microsoft's, Meta,
NVIDIA,
Google, Amazon, all the big players on the tech side. We've seen that big run up. A lot of that's coming from AI. Question for you there is, are you concerned about the run ups with the valuations right now?
Again, I draw on my years of experience, and I go back in time, and we have to be careful, okay? Because back in let's go back to the .com era, okay? People were making money hand over fist if it just said .com. It didn't matter anything. There were companies that were trading at 100+ multiples, Andrew, that were making zero money.
Right.
So let me answer your question, and that is that if we learn anything from the past about technology and something new like AI coming onto the scene, the one thing we can't forget about is, are they making profits?
Yeah.
Because, and we've seen so many technological advancements, internet, PCs, phones, computers, it just boggles your mind as to what is out there and still what's yet to come.
Yeah.
But I think the key to that is profits.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just say, oh my gosh, you got to start up AI and they've got a 100x multiple. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they're not making money, let's not forget about that. So we have to ground ourselves with you buy companies that are profitable.
Yeah. Fundamentals,
fundamentals
sound, and that's what we're seeing with the company. I'm going to use NVIDIA just because that is probably the biggest one everyone knows, but look at what they're doing. I mean, look at the money, the cash flow that's coming in. They're reinvesting that into R&D. They got additional revenue generation coming in. So, I mean, it's a clean company. And is the valuation high? Yeah. Are we in the early innings or the late innings of AI? I think we're still pretty early on with where we're at right now. We're going to continue to see this evolve over time.
And there'll be more to follow here. I think the main thing that you need to keep in mind is that with any new technology, there's going to be bumps in the road, and we really need to really just kind of assess. And you got to make a decision. Is this going to benefit you or not? And we believe overall it's going to benefit you. So
yeah, as we've said it multiple times throughout, that behavioral side of things, behavioral finance can't be replicated at this time. Glass half full, we're not glass half empty. So AI's here, and AI's
train left the station.
And it's an opportunity.
It is an opportunity. As we start to see it spread into additional fields that we talked about earlier, there's going to be tremendous opportunity and profits that will come along with it. All right, there's our take on AI, and for more information, we have created an awesome report. It's a white paper. So whether you're a person who's negative on it or you're positive on AI, this report will give you some additional knowledge that our investment team has put together for you to be able to unpack how you could maybe take advantage of this opportunity. And it's free and it's easy to get.
Yeah, just grab that in the link in the description.
If you have a hot topic, then that's the purpose of this podcast. Anything that's out there in the news, I'd like you to drop them in the comments, and we will do our very best to discuss it right here on this podcast.
If you're not already subscribed, make sure you click subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss that next video.
That's right. For Andrew Toccaceli, I'm Bill Smith. We'll see you next time.